Hey, Dusty Miller here with Iron Mafia Barbell. I was going to make a quick little video. I've had a lot of people have been asking me anyways. Tons of questions on Facebook messaging, Instagram and stuff like this. So I just want to give you a little bit of feedback, about my training. Just give you a chance to, ask me some questions. I'll just tell you, my opinion on that. Everybody has a different opinion. But I'm going to give you mine since you asked me. The first question is from David Rock. What do I eat before a deadlift? It's usually something light. Go to McDonald's, Wendy's, or something. Eat a chicken sandwich, plain usually. Nothing that'll settle on my stomach too hard. I just don't like deadlifting on a full stomach. Squatting and benching's fine, but deadlifting, just something about it. I just don't like doing it. We've also talked earlier about with this guy David. He's gained a lot of weight pretty fast, just like I did. It's kind of hard for him to get down to the bar and stuff when he deadlifts. With this, I had the same problem. I gained like 25 pounds and, in no time, just by eating and stuff like this, just because I wanted to gain some weight and just to, get stronger, just have a bigger total. With this, it takes a month to get used to your weight that you're at. Usually I'll work up to a certain weight, like I got to 220 or 223, somewhere in there a couple times, and I'd cut down about 4 to 5 pounds, and then I'd gain it back a little bit slower. And I did that 2 or 3 times, and usually when I do that, I feel a lot better at the weight that I am, just because I guess I'm getting used to the weight. Also, getting down to the deadlift bar, I found it easier for myself and my brother Mark as well. We took our hands a little bit wider on the deadlift, just so it allows us to get down to the bar a little bit better and set up and under it, and we keep our form like that too. It's weird for the 2 or 3 weeks when you're first doing it. But it pays off in the long run. I think it's helped my deadlift out a ton. So just try it and, let me know how it works for you. Another question I had on Instagram from Bitch I Might Be, 11 days out from meet. Any advice? One thing is rest. You never can get enough rest when you're a powerlifter, especially going into a meet. About 11 days out, I'm usually hitting my first or my last heavy deadlift or squat or something like that. It just depends on what training method I'm using for that competition for the cycle. But by the end, the last week, I always just rest up. Usually I'll go in the gym 2 or 3 times, just do some flush work on the bench. Same with the deadlift and squat. Just go in, hit some light reps just to get some blood going through your muscles. It sucks, but a week off ain't going to kill nobody from the gym. It's actually going to make you a lot stronger, and you'll perform a lot better as well. And if you're cutting weight and stuff, make sure the day of, as soon as you weigh in, start downing some liquids. For this, I always go to like Walmart and get 2 or 3 things of Pedialyte, drink a couple of them and mix a couple in with like a big Gatorade or something like that, just to refuel my body, because your body needs it after cutting weight and stuff like that. So that's my advice on that. Just rest basically, and go out and hit what you went to do. Another question that I have from Instagram was Alpha Dell. How training is usually laid out and accessories. Well, my last couple of training cycles, my last one was a Little Bridge method. I just do, basically there's a bodybuilding day that I usually do, maybe 2 a week, just depending on how it's laid out for that particular week. You'll squat and deadlift. You'll rotate that heavy day week by week. I really like that. I didn't think I would when I first started it, but I do, and it's worked for me. There's certain little things that you can always tweak. You know your body better than anybody else, guys. I used to do it myself when I first got into it. Now I know what works for me, a lot of stuff, for accessory work and stuff like that. I really like doing pause presses, as you can see on my Instagram and stuff, just an inch off the chest when I bench. Pause squats on squat days, even if it is a light day or even a heavy day. I always do my main sets, come off and do either one of those. It really helps me out. So just do what you got to do. Tweak your training cycle or your method to fit you better. Any training method, Brandon Lilly, he'll say the same thing. I'm sure the Little Bridges do too. But I just tweak it to myself to where, it fits me, my days better, how it evolves around my work schedule and stuff like that. And with the Little Bridge method, you could really break it down from 2 days to, a whole week. but I just usually do 3 to 4 days a week with that. Another question from Instagram is George Roselle. Thoughts on the Little Bridge method and tweaks you like to use. With this, I really love the Little Bridge method going into a training cycle or a competition, so to say. Last one, I just used it one time, but I really feel like it picked me out real good. It had my confidence so high. I didn't fail on anything throughout my whole training cycle at all. I felt so strong throughout the whole 10 weeks of this. And going into the meet, that means a lot when your confidence is up. It means you're going to go in, you're going to have a good meet no matter what. But with this, I like using the cube method as well. I use the first cube in between. That's what I'm going to do anyways. When I'm not on an actual training cycle, I'm going to use a cube just to work on a lot of volume and stuff like that, just to build my muscles up a lot better. So I'm just going to rotate in between the two. I'm going to give it a shot, and I'll let y'all know how it works for me. But I really love the Little Bridge method. There's nothing bad I could say about it. My family's Mark, and everybody's hit good on it. He's hit big numbers. He just hit a 2,010-pound total a couple weeks ago, so it works. I mean, it's proven. Another question I had from Instagram, JT Barbell _ Bulldogs. How do you determine who is a good fit for your gym? It's simple, really. I mean, we'll invite the guys in. If we hear about them from a friend or something like that, they'll get with us on Facebook or somewhere like that. And it's fairly simple. I mean, show up, put in work, show us that you want to be part of the team, help out, load weight, spot, go to our meets, help. You actually got to compete to actually be part of the Iron Mafia barbell. That's one rule. And you at least got to show up 2 days a week. We tried one, and just some people use it to their advantage, if they like benching that week, or they'll come, the same. But it's fairly simple, and if you can ask any of the guys that's down there with us, they'd say the same thing. It ain't hard to be a part of us. You just got to show up, put in work, and show us that you want to, improve, your goals, and just do good for the sport and get stronger. That's all it is, really. Another one from Instagram as well is my good buddy Peyton Cox. Who is my favorite power lifter and why? Okay, I got a few here. You can't beat the Little Bridge family. Every one of them's been so good to me, helpful, advice, Lily, and everything, everybody like that. But I met a man at Rum, Andre. Man, he's so humble. He's one of the humblest guys I've ever met in my life. With so many people coming up, taking pictures. Didn't see him turn down nobody. Always smiling, talking to everybody. Classy guy, man. He's a freak. I mean, he's impressive to watch. If you've never watched him, next time he comes to the States and he competes, go watch him. He puts on a show. So I'm gonna have to say Andre with that. But like I said, though, Little Bridge is, and Brandon Lilly, which he's hurt now and stuff, but he'll make his way back. Every one of these guys are just so helpful and good for the sport, and if you're doing good for the sport, that's what I want to see. And there's just a lot of guys out there, just to be naming off one. So there's a couple. Another question I had from Instagram is Assiduous Youth, I think. What was my motivation to be a power lifter? First off, I was always into sports and stuff growing up. Got out of high school, didn't really want to go to college to play football. I was really just tired of it. I was just beat up and stuff like that. So, which I always weightlifted. Lifting weights is what me and my family, my brothers have always did. My brother Mark really got me into powerlifting. It was about 4 years ago or something he started. And we had our own little gym, which we didn't have much at the time. We thought 500 pounds on a deadlift was huge, and now look what he's doing now. He's pulling damn near 800, close to it, and squatting over 8, and benching 500, and it's just crazy stuff like that. But it's just a fun sport to get into. If you like lifting weights, which I do, it just gives you certain goals that you can set for yourself, hit the goals, and move on to some more. It always allows you to just keep progressing. That's what I like about it. Just seeing how far you can push your body to the limit. I just really enjoying it. The people that I meet going to these meets, A lot of them, we go to Tennessee and Ohio and stuff a lot. We see some of the same guys. It's always, a blast just getting back up with those guys, 2-3 times a year or something like that. Just going out and eating, talking. We talk back and forth on Facebook all the time. Talk about training and, just life in general sometimes. It's one big Iron family.